Penny Pinchers, welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone's having an amazing day. This is your glamorous Penny Pincher Shalomi, and from the thumbnail and the title, you know we're about to talk about something serious, which is why I've been MIA for the past little while. Haven't been on camera for a minute, and I miss you guys. But now that I'm feeling better, I wanted to share my journey with you. So if you want to hear all about my surgery, just keep on watching. Okay, so before I share the information, let me put out this disclaimer. I am not a doctor. I am not a medical professional. The information that I'll be sharing with you in this video is from my own personal experiences from having had a hysterectomy done. So if you're considering doing a hysterectomy, or if you have issues with fibroids or anything along those lines, endometriosis, please do your own research and be sure to speak with your doctor so that you can be guided accordingly. A lot of women suffer with fibroids, uterine fibroids that is. I found out that I had fibroids about 4 years ago, but they were just there. They were small. There were no problems at all at the time, and so I just kind of lived with it, as a lot of us do, as advised by our doctors, right? But within the last year, I noticed a change in like my monthly cycle. They're heavy, and that's usually a sign that there's something wrong. Very heavy and painful, all of that. So I went back in to do kind of like a follow-up to see where we were with the fibroids, and found out that they had basically grown. And mine had grown to the point where if you touch my stomach, you could feel them. So the decision was made by myself and my family that I just needed to go ahead and do a hysterectomy. I've already had my children. I'm not having any more kids. So it was a good decision for me. So aside from the menstrual discomfort and the heavy flow that takes place when I do get my cycle, or when I did get my cycle, my stomach was so big. The fibroids were pushing my stomach forward, and honey, on any given day, my stomach was having several seats on my lap, okay? And that was also one of the deciding factors in me choosing to do a hysterectomy, because I had multiple fibroids, and I just decided, just get rid of everything once and for all. And like I said, my family was okay with it, and that was certainly the recommendation, a lot of discussions with my doctor to go ahead and do a hysterectomy. So I had my surgery in mid-January at the hospital. The procedure lasted 2 hours, or an hour and 50 minutes to be exact. And fortunately for me, which is why I'm able to be back on camera and sharing this information with you, is that I had laparoscopic surgery. So I didn't get that cut as if I was having like a C-section. The laparoscopic surgery, what they do is they make incisions in your stomach. So I have 4 incisions that they made. So they made 2 on the left side, 1 on the right, and then in through the belly button. And once they make those incisions, they put the equipment in there, like little tubes. They're probably like the size of my finger, along with the camera, so that they can see what they're doing. And once they insert the camera, they're able to see it on like a TV screen. And that's how they go away and, cut away what needs to be taken out. And then everything they remove through the belly button. So that was good for me, that I didn't have to walk around, slouched over for any amount of time. So the laparoscopic surgery, I really, really liked that option. No, I didn't like the surgery. I just liked that option because you get back on your feet a lot quicker with that. I spent 1 night in the hospital, and I could have gone home, but my doctor wanted me to spend the night just to see what my progress was for that night, to do some observations or whatever, and I agreed. So I stayed overnight, and I think one of the things that really helped in my recovery is being able to move around like sooner than later. So for instance, my surgery was at like 8 o'clock in the morning. you know, there's recovery time and everything. So I got to my room around 3, and the nurse that I had in the evening, he came in, and at around 9 o'clock p.m. he asked me, "Do you want to sit up?" And I thought about it, and then I said, "Yes, let me try." So he helped me to the edge of the bed, and I sat up on the bed for about 5 minutes as he stood there and kind of observed my movements and to make sure that I was okay, right? So I did that, and then he asked me, "Do you want to try sitting in the chair?" And I said, "Yes, let me try the chair." So I got up on my own using the bed rails, whatever, because you're still on all, you know, a lot of drugs and stuff. So you want to be extra careful. So I carefully made my way over to the chair, which was basically beside the bed. And I sat up, and I sat there for like 40 minutes. And I decided I am going to start moving as quickly or as soon as possible without overdoing it. And I think that was one of the best things that I did. So as you know, being in the hospital, there are multiple checks throughout the night. They're checking your incisions, they're checking your blood pressure, all that good stuff, just to make sure that you are on the right path to recovery. So the night was fine. The next morning, we had a changing of the guards, new nurse, and she came in and did some checks and said, "You know what, everything's okay. You are going to get to go home today." And I asked her at that time, I said, "Can I sit up?" And she said, "Absolutely. The sooner you start moving around, the better for you." So I sat up again in the chair for maybe 15 minutes, and then I asked her if I could take a shower. And she said, "Absolutely." But at that point, I felt good. I felt, you know, strong enough. And I carefully made my way to the bathroom, you know, held on to the rails whenever I needed to, and I took a shower as best as I possibly could at that point, because you still can't get the incisions and the taping and like the things that they have on it. You can't get that wet. So I did that, came out, dressed myself, and I sat down for a little bit, and then I walked around again in my room, just pacing back and forth, because I wanted to make sure that whatever was going on, I wanted to be moving. I didn't just want to sit there and kind of like hinder my progress of to recovery. So again, without overdoing it, as much as I could possibly endure, I walked around, and around midday I was discharged. So that was amazing. My husband came and got me, and he asked if I wanted a wheelchair. I was like, "No, I think I can make it to the car." So he held on to me, I held on to him, and we left the hospital. Okay, so came home from the hospital and was in bed, obviously, for the whole day. My husband was an absolute angel. My husband is a medical professional, and he took time off work so he could care for me, and he's like the best nurse in all of the world, okay? I so appreciate everything he did. He didn't think I was such a great patient because he said, "Babe, you need to rest, you need to rest." And I feel like I'm laying in this bed, I'm resting, I'm reading, like, what do you want me to do? And he's like, "No, sleep is very, very important for the healing process." And I had a problem sleeping like during the day, right? So he wasn't too pleased with me about that, but he gave me the best care possible. So day number 2, so I came home from the hospital Saturday. So on Sunday, when I woke up, unfortunately, I didn't feel quite as good as I did the day before. Anyway, I got up and took my shower and got dressed. And after that, I felt like I just wanted to go back in bed. I felt like I had just gotten home from work, from working all day, and I just needed to go to sleep. I started to feel in that moment lightheadedness, weakness, and just tired. And so I rested, and as the day progressed, I started to feel better. This lightheadedness and weakness went on for like a full week. every morning when I got up and I took a shower, the same feeling would, happen until the day progresses, then I would start to feel better. So what I did was I started to break up the activity that I wouldn't be so winded and, felt so tired. So what I would do, I took a shower, wrapped myself in my bathrobe, and then I would lay down for 5 minutes, or I would sit for 5 minutes, and then I would get up and get myself dressed. And that helped me a lot. And as the days went in, so like week 2, I started to feel better. Like after I showered, I could do a little bit more, like cream my skin. Then I would rest. Then I would get myself dressed, and I kept doing that, improving day by day until now I am back to normal. I must say that I am 4 weeks post-op, and I'm doing very, very well. I am so grateful to God for just, everything, the help, the support from my family, my friends, my children. My mom came over and cooked. The support was just overwhelming, and I just want to say thank you to all of you who came over. This is to my family now and my friends who came over and helped me out, or who sent me messages and just kind of encouraged me during my healing process. Okay, so again, let me just reiterate some of the good things about the laparoscopic surgery is that it is, the incisions are small. The healing and recovery time is much shorter. So I was out of work for 3 weeks, and it's for me it was minimal pain. I didn't depend on my painkillers as much as I thought that I would have to. I was able to move around quicker than, I would say normal. And so my movement wasn't restricted. I I do feel pretty good. Like I know my body's still healing and I'm not 100% back to normal, but I am so grateful for where I am today, given that I just had surgery a month ago. All right. The things, as I stated earlier, that weren't so good for me was the lightheadedness and the weakness and stuff like that. But other than that, everything was good. Another thing that got, oh my goodness, when I tell you for that first week, I was so hungry. Like my appetite was just out of sort. Like it was crazy. Because I would eat and then like an hour later I'd say to my husband, I need a snack or something. And he'd be like, babe, are you okay? And I'm like, I'm hungry. So my appetite just went crazy for like the first week and a half. It has stabilized now, but if you give me something to eat, I'm going to eat it. So with that said, I have, like I said, I'm 4 weeks post-op, and I did gain a few pounds while I was resting and recovering because, like I said, so that's another good thing about the surgery. You go back to normal foods, your regular foods right away, like a day later. So in the beginning at the hospital, like the first day, it's just you're hooked up to an IV, so you're getting your fluids through that. And later on that night, I had like Jello and some ginger ale, but I was fine. But like day 2, you're free to eat like your regular foods that you ate before the surgery. And I went in, okay, I was eating everything. So that I've gained some weight, I've put on a few pounds. And, with having gone through the surgery and everything, I really want to kind of like do a nice cleanse and just to give my body a jump start and to kind of, get rid of all like the toxins and the junk that I was eating because I wasn't necessarily eating healthy, okay? I guess my 3 weeks laid up was my excuse to kind of eat whatever I wanted to eat. And it kind of didn't work out too well for me from a weight perspective. So since I've gained this weight, like I didn't gain a ton of weight, but I know, like I said, my system needs a cleansing and, a restart. So what I've done is I have gotten me some Teamy, and I'm going to get on their 30-day program. So I have the Teamy, the Skinny Tea, and I also have the Teamy Colon Cleanse. And what I will be doing is I am going to do a 30-day kind of like detox cleanse using these products. And I have vowed to start eating better, break that habit that I picked up while I was laid up recovering. I'm going to incorporate my Teamy with some healthy eating habits, 30 days, and I will take you along on that journey. So what I will do is I will try to keep a video diary of like weekly weigh-ins and stuff like that, just to let you know how I'm doing, and hopefully, honey, I can get snatched, the cheeks be sucked in, and then my stomach will, you know, no longer be having several seats on my lap. Okay, like it went down a little bit from the surgery, but I still need for it to go down a little bit more. My daughter has used Teamy before, and her results were great, and I want to incorporate it in my diet as well. So I will keep you posted on how this goes. I will also leave you so this video is sponsored by Teamy, as you can imagine. I will leave a code below for you to go on their site and check out all their products and all their information. They just launched also a beautiful like a serum for skin that I cannot wait to get my hands on. So I'll leave a code for you below for you to go ahead and to check them out and see if you can get some Teamy products. If you want to be on this journey with me, the 30-day cleanse, leave me a comment in the comment section and let me know, and I will definitely be cheering you on as you cheer me on as I try to lose these extra pounds. But guys, that is what I wanted to come and talk to you about my surgery, because I know that I was MIA for a little while and I was trying to put videos out, but if you notice there was kind of like a lag in the amount of videos I was putting out, is because I was still trying from like my pre-recorded things to put out some content. But now that I am back and I'm feeling great, I am ready to just pick the pace up, and we're going to keep going. We're going to keep doing what we've been doing. So guys, I hope this information was helpful to you. Another thing, if you want me to do a video on the preparation for surgery, for instance, like the things that my doctor recommended to kind of help shrink the fibroids before surgery, that sort of thing, leave me a comment in the comment section below that you're interested in getting that information, and I'll be more than happy to share that with you. I think information is powerful, and if I've experienced it, then I can share with you. So what I just shared was a little bit of the things that have been happening to me post-op. But if you want to get some pre-op information, I'll be more than happy to share that as well. If you are considering doing a hysterectomy or anything like that, maybe just removing your fibroids, and you're not quite sure, I hope this helped you somewhat. But like I said, be sure to do your own research and speak to your doctor as to what option will work best for you. All right, as well, if you have any questions at all, leave them below, and I'll do my very, very best to make sure that I respond to everybody, because we are family and I wanted to share this with you. All right, guys, that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much. And until the next video, love you, love you, love you, love you, love you so much. This is your glamorous penny pincher, Shalom me. Until the next video, bye-bye.